This trading week has extremely volatile. We have been monitoring sharp changes in investors' attitude to the US dollar. Thus, at the beginning of this week, traders were selling off the US dollar, expecting more dovish Fed's rhetoric. At the same time, the disagreements that appeared during the FOMC meeting posted the greenback. Next trading week will begin quite calmly, as on Monday no important economic data will be published. On Tuesday, investors are likely to pay attention to the US existing home sales report. Usually this data does not cause any reaction. However, this time the situation may alter. The fact is that the indicator reflects consumer activity. Thus, according to the forecast, sales will rise, pointing to the US economic recovery. If the final figures meet the forecast, the US dollar will jump. A bulk of macroeconomic reports will be disclosed on Wednesday, September 23rd. First of all, the Reserve Bank of New Zealand will announce its key interest rate decision. The country's monetary authorities should take into account the inflation slowdown that is halting the economic growth. However, this issue is likely to be tackled only in the pandemic context. New Zealand is one of the few countries with an almost intact labor market. The number of employed inched down by 0.4% and salaries continued rising. That's why the regulator is likely to keep its policy unchanged or drop a hint about higher interest rates. All these announcements are expected to push the New Zealand dollar higher. During the European session, traders will learn about consumer and business climate sentiment. Germany will disclose the GfK Consumer Climate Report that reflects consumers' opinion about income, spending and economic situation. The figures will be published for October. Most analysts suppose that the indicator may advance to -1. However, there are those who think that it will drop to -3, showing a rise in pessimism. The data will surely influence the euro-dollar pair. Also this day, experts from market will publish a lot of reports. They will present preliminary estimates of business activity in the key sectors of the largest economies in the European Union and the United States. Investors will be mainly focused on Germany's manufacturing PMI, as this sector is the main driver of the European economy. The indicator is expected to advance, thus boosting the euro. At the same time, in the UK, the manufacturing PMI may disappoint investors and lead to the depreciation of the pound sterling. Unresolved Brexit issue are the main reason for such a performance. Later, the US will also report on its manufacturing PMI. Economists suppose that the indicator will show a smaller rise that may result in a weaker US dollar. This trading week was extremely volatile. We have been monitoring sharp changes in investors' attitude to the US dollar. Thus, at the beginning of this week, traders were selling off the US dollar, expecting more dovish Fed's rhetoric. At the same time, the disagreements that appeared during the FOMC meeting boosted the greenback. However, closer to the end of this week, the dollar resumed falling against major currencies. We have taken a look at the most important events of the first part of the next week. Watch our daily video reviews to learn about changes in quotes and the main events that may shape the market sentiment. Subscribe to our channel and keep abreast of the latest news. See you!